You have 10 more toss-ups, and I'll let you know if we're on our last one to end the game. Teams, you're playing for a 40-point bonus, and here's your toss-up. Everyone knows Cal Ripken Jr. broke Lou Gehrig's Ironman streak, but what other Baltimore Oriole, inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2003, played more games at first base than Gehrig, 2,413 to 2,130?
Ribs, Jimmy.
Eddie Murray.
Eddie Murray's correct. Okay, Ribs, I'll give you the line spoken just before a famous. I'll give you a line spoken just before a famous movie line. You tell me the famous line. You're all here, and I'm not going to leave here ever again because I love you all. Oh, Auntie M. Your answer?
No place like home.
That's correct. Here's number 2. Hell, it's a family motto. Are you ready, Jerry? I'm ready. I just want to make sure you're ready, brother. Here it is. Your answer, please. Show me the money. 3rd, I can't swim. Are you crazy? Your answer, please.
The fall will probably kill you.
It's hell, the fall will probably kill you.
We don't get any fan in the end.
Okay. We're going to give you that one. At least discretion. And finally, Major Strasser's been shot. Your answer, please. That. Round up the usual suspects. You have 2 for 20 points. 20 points. Playing for a visual bonus, here's your toss-up. Amazingly, this was the first American TV series ever to film an episode in Moscow when it was still in the Soviet Union. The show ran from 1986 to 1991, was on ABC, and starred Howard Hessman. Name it.
Zombies, Bob.
Head of the class.
Head of the class is correct. Okay, zombies, look at the screen. Identify the person represented by Lego for 10 points each.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump is correct. Your answer, please.
Biggie Small.
That is Harry Houdini. And 3rd,
So close.
your answer, please. That, Steve Irwin. Is one of those for 10 points. 1 for 10 points. Playing for a 40-point bonus, here's your toss-up. He originated the role of Roger Buell on The Mothers-in-Law. He went on to play Colonel Gum on Batman, but is best known for playing Harry Mudd on Star Trek.
Ribs, Hardison.
Roger C. Carmel.
Roger C. Carmel is correct. Ribs. Here's your sports bonus. In 1987 and 1988, the LA Lakers had 4 players on their roster who had been the overall #1 pick in the NBA draft. Name this quartet. Your answers, please. 4.
Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal.
2 more. You have no points. The answers were Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, Michael Thompson, and James Worthy. No points. Playing for a 40-point bonus, and here's your toss-up. Although some 22 years later he presumably missed a deadline, in 1987, God told what TV evangelist to either raise $4.5 million?
Ribs, Jimmy.
Jerry Falwell?
Incorrect. 5-point penalty. I'll repeat for the other side.
Zombies, Hicks.
That was Oral Roberts, double 5-point penalty. Team is still playing for a 40-point bonus, and here's your toss-up. Prior to his death in a fiery plane crash on March 19, 1982, guitarist Randy Rhoads was performing with what legendary, and still living, sort of, heavy metal rocker?
Zombies, Russ.
Ozzy Osbourne?
Ozzy Osbourne
He
is
was
correct.
just sort of living.
Is that what gave it away? All right, zombies, here's your 40-point bonus. I'll name an actor who appeared in a TV Western. You tell me the first and last name of the character with the Western-sounding name he played. First, Clint Eastwood on Rawhide.
Robbie Yates.
That's correct. Robert Horton on Wagon Train.
Flint McCullough.
That's correct. Ken Curtis on Gunsmoke.
That's the state.
Correct.
Justice Hagen.
And finally, Chuck Connors on The Rifleman.
Lucas McCain.
40 points. Teams are playing for another 40-point bonus, and here's your toss-up. The only female to serve as Grand Marshal of the Rose Parade on more than one occasion did so 50 years apart. Also a record. Name her.
Ribs, Hardison.
Betty White.
No, can you take it, zombies?
Zombies, Bob.
Shirley Temple.
Shirley Temple's correct. All right, zombies. Here's your 40-point musical bonus. I'll give you thoughtful lyrics from well-known musicals. You tell me the musical. How do you measure the life of a woman or a man? In truths that she learned, or the times that he cried? In the bridges he burned, or the way that she died?
Carousel.
That's Brent. It's one life, and there's no return and no deposit. One life, so it's time to open up your closet. Answer, please.
Chorus line.
That's La Caja Fall. So if you care to find me, look to the western sky. As someone told me lately, everyone deserves the chance to fly.
Wicked.
Wicked's correct. Finally, at the barricades of freedom, shall I join my brothers there? When our ranks begin to form, do I stay and do I dare?
Les Mis.
That's correct. You have 20 points. 20 points. Teams are playing for a 30-point bonus. Here's your toss-up. The longest tenured active head coach of all the major pro sports leagues in the U.S.
Zombies, Fitz. Or, sorry.
That's,
5-point penalty, I'll repeat for Ribs. The longest tenured active head coach of all the major pro sports leagues in the U.S. has been a sharp critic of the current president. Name this man whose teams have won 5 NBA championships.
Ribs, Jimmy.
Conference. Okay, that's Greg Popovich. Still playing for that 30-point bonus. Here's your toss-up. What restaurant is located next to It's Your Funeral Home and Crematorium?
Zombies, Bob.
Krusty Burger.
No, can you take it, Ribs?
Ribs, Jan.
Krusty Krab Shack.
No, that's Bob's Burgers. Still playing for that 30-point bonus. Here's your toss-up. In a prelude of things to come at the Oscars a couple of years later, in 2015, what comic and TV game show host
Zombies, Bob.
Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey infamously announced the wrong winner, yes? Zombies, here's your bonus. I'll provide the name of a host from a reality television show. You give me the name of the show. Jeff Probst.
Survivor?
That's correct. Joe Rogan.
Reality show.
Mhm.
Fear Factor.
That's correct. And finally, Julie Chen.
Big Brother.
Correct. 30 points. 30 points. This is the last toss-up of the game. You're playing for a 40-point bonus. Horace Logan was the announcer for the Louisiana Hayride radio show, who, on December 15th,
Zombies, Russ.
Elvis Presley. Oh, hell. Sang Hound Dog.
no, that's a 5-point penalty over Pete for ribs. Horace Logan was the announcer for the Louisiana Hayride radio show, who, on December 15th, 1956, was credited for originating what now famous phrase which, at least for one pop icon, signified the end of a concert.
Ribs, Jen.
Elvis has left the building.
Elvis has left the building, correct. Here's your 40-point bonus. I'll give you the author of a widely syndicated current comic strip. You name the strip. Stephen Pastis. Your answer, please. That's Pearls Before Swine. Jim Toomey. That is Sherman's Lagoon. Darby Conley. That Get Fuzzy. And finally, Wiley Miller. That is Non Sequitur. Teams, that's the end of our game with the score. Zombies outside.